And I think that's something that I've been enjoying so much about Direct to Dumpster lately is just watching all these 80s movies that kind of forgot about or got lost in the shuffle of me, like, you know, going back watching the classic 80s films. These aren't ones that quite made the mark. And I mean, this is an Empire Pictures Charles Band production.
MGM too, like, distributed it. Drive-by Movies here with another episode of Direct to Dumpster. My name is James.
My name is Blaze.
This week we are checking out the 1986 horror film TerrorVision, directed by Ted Nicolau. Ted Nicolau, I just need to say, edited one of our favorite films we've ever saw, but we've not really talked about on the show, but Roar. Whose land is this? This is my land. It is Roar. If you have not seen this movie, you absolutely need to see Roar. It's just a wild time. That's literally all you need to know.
Essentially a Disney movie on LSD. So
everyone's still hot off The Lion King and stuff. No, that movie needs to go. This is the original Lion King.
What about the Roar animated remake?
What?
Instead of like remake Roar animated.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
but just take it up like 27 notches.
It'll still feel dangerous.
You did like a live action Lion King. What about Roar but animated?
Ooh, I like that actually. I dig that. So TerrorVision though, well, first thing, fun fact about the movie is we got a poster before the script was ever written for the movie. Look at this awesome poster. I want to see that movie. Definitely. What would I make about that, or what would I build around that poster?
I mean, the poster does kind of essentially seem like nothing from the film. It's fairly vague, you know, there's that eye, but there's no like image of the monster. There's just an image of the satellite. There's no image of this giant television remote that, you know, encompasses the whole film. But I think that's one of the things for me was like this television remote just seems so confusing. There's 27 knobs, switches.
It's not a remote though. It's like, I don't know. It's like a weird counting calculator that retail stores use or something.
It's an old school calculator.
Or a register even with a little mini satellite on it.
I love how it had a mini satellite for the satellite. So like access the satellite, it has its own satellite.
Well, the plot of the movie is though, it's just like it takes place at this trash planet. And then I guess these monsters are pets for the aliens on this planet. And one accidentally gets transmitted through satellites onto Earth through this crazy satellite that this family gets set up at their place. But I guess everything starts when their satellite gets hit by a lightning bolt early on in the movie. And
I thought the lightning bolt was the monster being transmitted. Though,
there we go. That's what it was. But then what makes it come out is them fighting over the remote, and the remote fucks up the satellite somehow.
I mean, it doesn't make any sense. It's a very crazy plot. And I think it might have come, like, what year is Videodrome?
Long live the new flesh. It will shatter your reality. Videodrome, starring Deborah Harry and James Woods. A shocking new vision from the creator of Scanners. Coming soon to a theater near you from Universal Pictures.
I'd say it was early 80s. I'd say around like 82 or 83. I'm pretty sure it's when it came out.
So it seems like this idea came off the back of Videodrome. If you haven't seen Cronenberg's Videodrome, it's definitely not direct to dumpster quality, but it's up there. I really enjoy that movie, but it's about, you know, this other kind of like TV channel that's showing this weird stuff from quite possibly another dimension. This isn't quite that movie, but it does have the element of like a TV and this monster that's controlling it and gets from another planet all the way through the television satellite dish. So it has like elements. I feel like it was just a spin-off of Videodrome essentially.
Yeah, I can see that. And it feels like kind of like the movie last week. It feels family orientated again, just because the two main characters are kids, but it's definitely not a kids movie. This movie is rated R, not like a hard R. I'd say. I'd actually say today, by today's standards, it probably could have been PG-13.
It has interesting themes though. I mean, you have this, so essentially the family is like the dad's like a baby boomer, shell shocked guy, survivalist, and Alex Jones type.
Oh, right. Yeah.
He's eating lizard tails because it's a regenerative food source,
apparently.
And then you have like the parents that are these swinger couple.
Yeah.
But honestly, this film, they're so disrespectful to like children because they're so interested in their own sex life.
Yeah.
That I felt like it was speaking volumes for like child actors almost, because they're like, yeah, just get him some pills, like the little kid. Like they're gonna just give him sleeping pills so that they can, swing in peace.
Yeah, or lock him in the bunker so that way, like no one will hear them and he won't be a distraction.
Poor little guy, poor little Timmy.
One thing that I thought was pretty ridiculous was the fact that the broken remote created all this, but then later on when they're starting to swing at the pool, there's the same exact remote. Like
I think he just has multiple remotes for each TV in the house, but there's like the exact same crazy remote.
Yeah. I'm not sure if like they worked by today's standards, but usually you can use the same remote throughout the entire place and stuff. Or no, I guess universal remotes are relatively a newer thing. But
yeah, I think 86 they probably didn't have.
But that thing looked universal as it gets, though.
Yeah, it looks like a universal remote, but is it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, for me, this movie is just like, it has a lot of these 80s tropes. It's
got a little Elvira character in there called Medusa. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They have, that midnight horror cult movie watch along, like Mystery Science Theater type thing, Elvira thing with this Medusa character. Yeah. Definitely, obviously an homage to Elvira at the time. But also you have like the punk movement with the daughter who's just like this crazy Cyndi Lauper-esque metal punk.
Yeah.
Her boyfriend OD, who's just looks like Slash's little brother or something.
Yeah. And tripped me out in the middle of the movie. I finally realized, like, why does his face look so familiar? I'm like, oh my God, it's Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite, John Grice.
Who I thought does a great job. He's really a lot of fun to watch. Yeah. And like, when he comes into like basically the third act of this film, like the film does take a little bit of dip narratively, but he definitely entertains you on screen, especially the kids do kind of make the movie. I just wish they were in more of it instead of only the third act.
The parents are a little hard to watch at times,
and I think that's something that I've been enjoying so much about Direct to Dumpster lately, is just watching all these 80s movies that kind of forgot about or got lost in the shuffle of me, like, going back watching the classic 80s films. These aren't ones that quite made the mark. And I mean, this is an Empire Pictures Charles Band production.
MGM too, like, distributed it.
Definitely. And I feel like, honestly, there's something to be said about Charles Band's like creature effects are always really cool. The creature effects in this movie are really gross and a lot of fun. Is like so disgusting, this alien creature. But I mean, this is an interesting, MGM distributed Charles Band features. This was in, major theater release, and it has its own theme song that is, kind of this classic theme song for the main title credits. So like, I just had a lot of fun with this movie. It was a really fun rewatch.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like, this one, it's actually pretty funny. Like, there's some parts that drag into it, but it was like enjoyable from start to finish, I'd say, for the most part. Nothing like groundbreaking with it, but it's definitely like a winking the whole time, but it doesn't feel like it's like, it's not trying it. Like, I can see that the director doesn't feel like he's smart making this movie or something. You're just having a fun time, and it is a fun movie. Yeah,
definitely. So, I mean, I recommend you guys taking this out of the dumpster, dig this bad boy up. I think this one's definitely worth a watch or a rewatch. Go check out TerrorVision.
And that's going to conclude this week's episode. Thanks so much for the support, guys. We really appreciate it. And the best way to help us out is by clicking the Amazon affiliate link in the description below to check out the movie.
Tell us what you guys thought of TerrorVision in a comment below. Make sure you're subscribed and click that notification bell to get all of our latest videos straight to you.
That's going to conclude this week's episode of Direct to Dumpster. Drive-By Movies will be coming back at you with another episode next week.